Academy. I know what I bring to the table, and I know how I'm different from others.
Say that again, one more time, just a little bit louder. Say it for the people that didn't really understand from the beginning, though, because you only pay attention to what if you pay attention to it.
Pay attention
exactly
to competition, and you feed into it. I do not,
I love that.
Because why?
Because I know what I bring to the table.
And what makes you what?
I'm different from others.
Yeah.
Key. Hello. Welcome back. So I am your host, Jamon. I am the video guy.
How everybody doing today? I'm Terry, the other host. I am the detail guy.
And this is Surviving Startup. If you just tuning in for the first time, this is a podcast for not just entrepreneurs, but people that's trying to take their lives to the next level. Give you some tips, give you some encouragement. So we just bring people on and give our own story about what we're going through to try to help you.
And if you've been here before, let's go.
And without further ado, introduce you to our guests. My
name is Katrina Winston. I am the owner of K Elite Dance Academy.
K Elite Dance Academy?
Yes.
What is that?
It's a dance academy for kids. So kids ages 3 to 18. Partner with Boys and Girls Club. So we do hip hop. They start out at 6 years old for Boys and Girls Club, which is a well-known program for all over the state.
Okay. The Boys and Girls program or the K program?
The Boys and Girls program.
Okay. So where you located?
Grand Rapids, Michigan. The one that's located on Madison Street for Boys and Girls Club.
Nice.
Okay. I know what you're talking about.
Nice. What does the K stand for? Sorry.
Yeah, no, you're good.
Katrina. Okay. Something simple.
Right.
Okay.
So, how long you been in business for? Let's jump right into this.
Let's hop in.
For 4 years. Since 2019. Been in business.
What made you start Dance Academy?
I really
a dance academy, like a dance class. I know a lot of people who do dance classes or come to learn how to step. You got a dance academy. That means that's a school, right?
I want to eventually have a school.
Okay.
So what does that look like then?
So, I didn't have no reason for doing it in the beginning. I was under a different name. My name before was Katrina Dance Team. And I was through MLK Leadership Academy School on Logan Street.
So what do you mean you didn't?
I didn't have any plans of, being in a dance academy.
So how did that happen? Let's talk.
My kids went to the school and it wasn't that many programs for the girls. It wasn't that many sports. So they had track, but they didn't have cheerleading. They didn't have dance. They didn't have, the regular girl sports.
I got you.
So I was talking to the secretary, like, why don't we just start something for the girls? I used to do this. I used to dance. I used to do track and everything. And she was like, okay, we can start something the next year. So I eventually started enrollment and I had like 40 girls signed up.
See a need, feel a need.
Mm-hmm.
That makes sense. So now do you have a... Go ahead. Sorry.
Did you always have a passion for dancing?
Like,
was it a passion behind dance?
It was, but my main at the time I was a track star, what they call it. So I ran track. I chose track over everything. But my dad, my sister danced, so we did do dance on the side. But when it came down to me doing one thing, I chose track. So when I started at the school, it was just something like I wanted to do for the girls. And I just started to love it.
Nice. I like that.
It was dope.
So you just thought of it and went with it.
Yeah. I went with it. It turned out
I like it. A lot of people, that's what people stuck at. They scared.
To start.
And then that's where you get
stuck at.
Yeah, you've seen the need, you felt the need, and you filled the need. And here we are 4 years later.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Nice. I love it. What was the question? You had a question? I forgot.
I would say, what is your biggest thing that you struggle with in your business? And How did you overcome that?
I would say it's a couple of things. When you, first of all, in Grand Rapids and you trying to do programs for kids in general, you have to realize that some of these parents may not be working. Some of these parents, if they working, they struggling because of rent is high. Everything is so high now. Basically, they working just to pay the bills. You know what I mean? They don't have that extra money. So you got to think of like, is these parents going to be able to afford dance? I know for myself as a parent, my daughter cheer is like very expensive. The uniforms alone is $200. Then you got to pay every week for cheer practice. Then you got to pay for competition. Then you got to pay for other stuff. I know. So it's like, it's a lot of money. And yeah, I can afford it for my child, but you got to think about these other parents that may not be able to afford it. So that's a real struggle when it comes to, do I want to make this affordable for the community? How am I going to get my funding? For a long time, I was providing my uniforms. I was providing dance for free to make it a thing, like these kids have somewhere to go instead of being in the streets, being around violence all the time. So it was me spending $3,000-$4,000 on uniforms because I had so many girls.
It was in the black.
And I
the business was in the black.
I wanted them to have it. So I got, a whole
So at that point, it wasn't a business. It was more so just you felt like feeling the need.
Exactly. When I first started. And then I was like, after a while with COVID, this was around the time when COVID came. So when COVID hit, a lot of the girls contact me like, are we still gonna do dance? School is closed. Can we still do dance? This type of thing. We want to perform and all of this. So I was like, okay, I maybe can try to turn this into a school. I just got to look for how we're going to do funding because these girls need so many things. You need outfits for every performance. You got other dance teams that make you get certain hairstyles. And that stuff is not cheap.
So if I'm hearing you correctly, would you say that when you looked at that far as this customer base may not be able to afford a certain thing and you made a conscious decision because of whatever reason, that's whatever your passion is, to go with that customer base. Right. So you knew what it was, but you went with it. So I point that out because that's a good thing that you brought that up, because that's a thing that a lot of businesses struggle with is their pricing model and not knowing exactly who is that person that I'm catering to, because that's going to determine what you can charge.
Can I ask y'all to stop and hold that thought, like with that thought, and I'm gonna just hop out in here and say, with her saying that, what she just said, that within the community, we can't afford certain things to make our kids be great. Let's stop that narrative. Because if you can afford Jordans, and if you can afford to go to the club at night, every fucking night, excuse my language because it irritates me. If we can afford to do all this nonsense, we as a community have to learn how to give back to our babies, because that's what our problem is. We was talking about the other day why I put my kids in different schools, because we have my kids do different things. And the community always talk about what we don't have or what we can't, but we don't give back. So I just wanted to stop that thought, because you said that and it irritated me, because that's how we think. Yeah. We don't have the money for this, but I guarantee you when the kids go to school, they got 3 pairs of Jordans just because it's October.
I see it all day.
Just because we're going back to school.
Or they want expensive clothes because they want their child to have.
But we can't afford to put them in football. Well, we can't afford to put them in this.
I don't know.
We need to stop that narrative.
I think that's true for a lot.
For a lot of people, we need to stop that narrative.
It's actual people that's out there.
I agree.
That
I didn't say that.
You know what I mean?
But the people that I'm talking to, they know who I'm talking to.
So when I look, a lot of the times being in school and not having a lot growing up, I seen that a lot of times the people with the Jordans and the most expensive stuff was in sports, because their parents could actually afford afford it. You know what I mean? So a lot of times them do be the kids in sports. I get what you're saying though, the narrative of it.
The narrative.
But then that's where it comes in that where people like what's she doing, because
that's why I love it.
It's true, because when you choose to go with a clientele base that you know has a certain price point that's going to cap you at a certain level,
because that's what cat tried to buy me out, and that's what he told me. He's like, we can get such and such and such and such. I told you that we can get such and such prices, and I'm like, when I came into doing what I do, I wanted to make it affordable for the normal people. Mm-hmm. Yeah, we can jump it up here, but what does that do? That does nothing. It helps nothing. It helps no one. So let's stop that narrative.
Too, like, for example, with me going into the partnership with the Boys and Girls Club, when I said it, it was like, I said the same exact thing. Like, some of these kids can afford expensive clothes, but they can't be in certain sports. If
it makes no sense.
40 people and you got 20 people that can't afford it, and you got 20 people that can, it came down to the point of like, okay, am I going to pay for all these other kids' uniforms? Am I going to try to raise money for them because their parents can't afford it? Or how are we going to go about this? Because you have some parents that can't afford it. And unfortunately, you don't have a lot of people don't support enough. I can write a bunch of text messages to a group of my parents, and I'll probably only get one response. And that's on a regular basis. It's not like you see them, and their children are part of your dance academy. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yep.
And that has nothing to do with money. That's just support.
It's the support. They like support. That's why it's so much violence.
That narrative.
Want so many kids to be a part of so many things, and you want somebody to do something good, but you have someone doing something good, and y'all not
no support
participating. Yeah.
Because what you're ultimately giving them is something that can actually turn into something for their life.
It's tough, man.
And it's somewhere for kids a place to see. You can be something different.
You can do it
bigger. You know what I mean? But actually giving them that outlet to actually train and do that.
I like it. But no, sorry, I ain't mean to go side.
It's a real thing though,
bro. Because sometimes it just bothers me, man. Because we get stuck on that narrative, and it's just like we can do what we want, man. Like I see different things in different communities, and I see how people move, and certain people, like you say, support, whether it's a response to an email, hey, we need $5 for kids to eat this lunch for this sport. Most people don't respond. In a different community, everybody's spending $20 just because there's their kids. So we need to change the narrative that we got going on, because people run with that narrative and stick with it. And that's what we need to change.
At the same time, the narrative can't change unless it's people who understand that the narrative needs to change.
That's what we're here for. Let's go.
Let that narrative change.
Let's go. I like it.
So let's be that change.
That's why I like it. So, sorry, we went sideways.
Yeah, we got into a whole different level of
Dance Academy. How does that look with first of all, like you say, getting your clientele?
Hold on, wait. Before we switch tracks, right? It kind of tie into that too, but it actually does. With picking a certain clientele base where you know your numbers is like gonna be a certain capped height, how do you maneuver in that with your business to still make sure you making money? Are you making money yet? Are you making money yet?
So I would say yes and no. So when you start a business, that's what you got to think about, is you got to put money into a business to make some money, and you may not get there. It depends on what you're doing. So like I said, with my business, I'm really looking into turning it into a nonprofit because of how it's been going. I eventually, after I left MLK school, I went to my own building. I was in a partnership with my sister for our event space. So I was doing dance through there. I was charging $30 a month, where people is charging $200 a month. I made it affordable for the families. So if you had 3 kids, it was $60 a month. You know what I mean? And then I provided uniforms. All they had to pay was $60 a month, and I provided uniforms for you. So with my getting them to come in, I already had the 40 girls from the schools that I was at. But I did like an open enrollment pop-up shop. So it'd be like, you come shop, you get to shop with different vendors, like clothing vendors, buy food or whatever. You sign your kid up for dance. I made sure I made posts. I made sure I had flyers. I had business cards. I was in a partnership with so many people that I had my business cards at hair stores, different schools, like, because people love to see that. So eventually I did get the amount of people I wanted, but it's like when it comes down to the kids still have to pay for their shoes. So I say like one performance, we wearing all white Forces. Another performance, we wearing Vans. Vans is $40. Forces is $60 to $100, depending on your size. So I will try to make it like something that's not too much, because I know I'm giving you the uniforms. You don't have to buy nothing else. And I didn't decide on like, okay, you got to wear your hair a certain way, because you may not be able to afford that. So just make sure your hair is done.
So you put it into your business structure, how you structured it, everything.
Yep. I made sure you got to promote your business. If you don't promote it, ain't nobody going to know about your business. And that's what people lack. They think, oh, let me make this one post and then I'm going to get there. No. I make post after post. I do flyers. I do business cards. I do interviews. I've been in I made magazine articles. Like, I really be going at it every day. Like,
so with this being an academy, do you guys do like shows? Do you guys do competitions? How that work?
We don't do competitions. The reason why is because I don't, like most dance teams, they say you got to come in, you got to try out. I don't make my girls try out. You come in with no experience. I'm going to teach you how to dance.
Okay.
Because I want to turn it into a school. At a school, they will teach you how to dance. You learn how to dance whether you don't have no rhythm or not.
Right.
So they will come in, they will learn how to dance. They may be scared, so I don't want to put them in competition, put up the money for it, and then
makes sense.
So we just do performances. I put them in pop-up shops that I host. We do basketball games. This season we doing football games. This will be our first football games. We have done basketball game for Ottawa. We did assemblies, fashion shows, any event really.
Nice.
That's dope.
I like that. And what's the ages? From what?
Now it's 6 to 18, so it's based on boys
6
and girls
to 18.
club.
Nice.
And then how many people is part of, like, how many kids do you instruct?
For the Boys and Girls Club, it's supposed to be 30 kids. But, then you have those ones that's not been able to perform, basically. So,
meaning,
it just depends.
What does that mean? Grades?
No, it's not based off grades. I was recently supposed to perform for June 17th, but not a lot of the parents could get the uniforms.
Okay.
But you still, in the meantime, doing classes and instructing. So then you talking about like 30 kids a class?
No, they are. It's just a set number of 30 kids.
Okay. So then how do you deal with like all the different moving parts in your organization? Like, do you have help in your organization, or is it just you still doing all the things? Like, are you still doing that? Are you to the point where you had to get away from your 9 to 5? Or are you still in that 9 to 5 and doing that and doing the business grinds at the same time?
I do both still. Because
so are you running it by yourself then?
Mm-hmm. I have people a part of my team. So I have a mentor who she has done all my help with my billboards. So we was on 6 billboards. She helped with that. She helped with my websites. And she actually helped with my name, my dance academy name. And then I have another mentor who is my sister, who was partners with me for the event space. And she helped with getting me connected with the Boys and Girls Club, because she's on so many boards. So she's that type of mentor. And then I have someone that does my music, and I have someone that does my uniforms. But as far as the routines and everything, that's me.
Okay.
Sounds stressful. I ain't gonna lie to you.
You have to be able to separate yourself. Like I say, from my work, you leave work where it's at. Like I make it known to them. Contact me during these hours, not these hours, because I will not answer. My weekend is my weekend with my kids. after this time, that's my time with my kids. You know.
I think that speaks towards what we were saying on the moving to excellence, right? Like,
got to create a balance.
Yeah, and you have to, if you're trying to legitimize your business and be more professional and have perfection, like, have a number, let the people call that during your business hours. Don't call me personally trying to set some stuff up.
Text
or like
I get random texts, bro. Like at like 12 o'clock, I'm like,
but then you gotta stop
this about
answering.
A car, bro?
Or go to
person at 12 o'clock.
Go here. Go to my site. So then it's a thing, like it's a transition to that. You know what I mean? What I was gonna ask you is how integral do you think your mentor's been in your journey? Like,
both of them.
As far as your success, like, how integral have they been in that?
So one of them is Micah Spencer. She owns Star Beyond Academy. She does a lot of things.
Is that dance?
No, this is one of my. This is my business mentor. She does management for artists. She has a school. She has a bunch of things. She's real dope, and she been there since the beginning, since I first started. Like I said, she helped with all my websites. She helped with our billboards. So we had 6 of them last year, and she was the reason for all of those. To be in connection with those, she lives out of Delaware, but I don't think I would have continued if I didn't. You know, she
that
the
was
one
gonna
that
be my
told
next
me
question.
to rebrand, and she the one that came up with my business name, KLE Dance Academy.
My question is, where did you decide to find those mentors, and where did they come from?
Shamika is my sister best friend. So she's been around the family for over 20
so she's
years.
Just somebody you just known and looked up to.
She's been around the family for over 20 years,
Okay.
and she has her businesses that's been successful for years.
Okay.
So when I got to talking to her about it, like even with my sister that passed, she helped my sister with her LLC and stuff.
Okay.
So them the type of things that she does.
So you've known her.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
The reason I ask is because people don't know where to start. We talk about mentorship all the time, and people don't know where to start. And I tell people all the time, go to the source.
They gotta
go to the source.
On Facebook too. So Shamika Spencer, Star Beyond Academy, she's a great business mentor. Ariana Hogan, / Davis. She's Davis now. She's the business owner for Million Colors. She's the business owner for Perfect Fit Boutique, which was my business partner. For Davis Rental, she's the co-partner for that. She know all of that stuff.
Okay.
So we're talking about some good, maybe resources for some people in the area.
Yeah, partnership. We talked about that all the time.
But then it's like, that sounds dope.
Your circle.
Go to the source.
Your circle.
Then how do you find the source?
It's bro. They all around you, bro. They all around you. Like she just say, her
Pay
sister's
attention
friend.
To the people around you.
Sister's friend. You got
either
uncle's
use Google
friend.
or use AI. How do I find a mentor?
Exactly.
But people be scared too because it's like it's a price for everything.
Yeah, and like I told people, for the most part, people want to give information. They ain't really charging you for information. Like, and if they charging you for information, then they make the people you really don't want to talk to.
Wrong person.
Because for the most part, what I've learned is people love giving information. Mm-hmm. If you want to know about it, if you ask the right questions, people like just talking about it. So.
Especially if they see you doing something.
And especially if they like what you're doing.
Mm-hmm.
So it ain't that hard. It ain't that hard to start and find something. Mentorship. I like that.
What would you be without those mentors?
I don't think I would have continued, to be honest. Because I get a lot of people saying like, oh, this person just got a dance team. No, it's not just. It's a business and it takes a lot. You have to be patient. You have to be professional at all times. And then when you're working with kids, you got to know what it comes with. You have to deal with their parents. So it's a lot.
Do you have a lot of competition?
No, we just do performances.
So you don't have competition at all? No. Like business-wise competition. Like somebody trying to do what you do or you're in your own lane. You
have that everywhere. It's a difference if you're going to pay attention to it or not.
That's the question.
Ooh. I have my own dance academy. I know what I bring to the table, and I know how I'm different from others.
Say that again, one more time, just a little bit louder. Say it for the people that didn't really understand from the beginning, though, because you only pay attention to what if you pay attention to it.
Pay attention
exactly
to competition, and you feed into it. I do not.
I love that.
Because why?
Because I know what I bring to the table.
And what makes you what?
I'm different from others.
Yeah.
Key.
No one in Michigan can tell you that they have a dance academy, dance team that does not have tryouts.
Bar.
Only one.
So
you see?
I take
bar.
Show them how to dance.
You see?
That's a bar because there's so many people doing this.
Worry about the rest of the world.
So many people doing
I ain't gonna lie.
How could I do? But you have to know what makes you different.
See, I ain't gonna lie.
You gotta be different.
I ain't gonna lie. We gonna stop that lie because it was a point where it was I didn't care what other people thought, but I'm the first person that brought mobile detailing to Grand Rapids, West Michigan, period. Right? Even my family, friends, it would be like, who do detailing in Grand Rapids? I see my family member throw another nigga up there, right? It used to offend me. Like, straight. I'm the reason why anybody do detailing mobilely in Grand Rapids is because Terry Sylvester Slugs Mobile Detailing. Terry. It used to offend me. And then I realized that we got something totally different and we ain't even in the same lane as them. I used to look at with the Facebook and
because it wasn't about them.
And
about
I used to
your
think
people,
about it.
Yeah, but
it used to offend me just because it was my people. It didn't have nothing to do with everybody else. It was my people. Like, I'm straight. It used to offend me. So I used to look at what other people thought. Not what other people thought. It's just like, straight. So it used to offend me. Now, like you say, we got something different to bring to the table and we totally different. And y'all can't do what we do.
And you know what it is.
And we know what it is.
Bar.
So it used to offend me, but we got past it.
Yeah. I think that's definitely a big key.
Yeah, you got to get past it.
But knowing who you are, what that difference is.
What you got to bring to the table.
Hey, that could be a journey, right? Just right there. Because you may be doing something that a lot of different people is doing.
Or you may look at it like somebody copying off you, and realistically, they just like what you're doing. And I was told if somebody don't copy off of what you're doing or hate what you're doing, you really ain't got a good product.
If you got a good idea, people will copy it.
I thought about that. I said and thought about it. Like, you know what? It ain't that big of a deal. I like it. Dance Academy. You ain't got to try out.
No. Was you about to ask a question?
Yeah, I was about to say, how long does this academy work? Like,
how
long does this school work? Is it a monthly thing, a 6-month thing, a 8-month thing, continuous?
I've been doing it year round, but lately my thing been kind of taking off for part of the summer, so I get a break. But this summer, since we're doing the football games, I probably won't take off. Okay.
So meaning what I meant was like, so if I wanted to get my girls involved, do we pay for a 3-month session, a month session, or how does that work?
So that's the thing with the Boys and Girls Club.
The Boys and Girls Club.
It is free for the Boys and Girls Club because I have a partnership with them. So all I gotta do is show up and get uniforms.
So how are you getting provided your funds?
I'm turning it into a nonprofit. So yeah, that's my goal. So now I have to be patient on that, and then I work on like my pop-up shop. I still do my events to gain some money, and then my thing is doing fundraisers now because I see that a lot of kids can't afford the uniforms. I was like, okay, well maybe we'll do the fundraiser, like the Mosley popcorn. That's very known. A lot of people is doing fundraisers for sports now instead of just providing everything.
Make it easier for everybody.
Nice.
That makes sense.
Boys and Girls Club.
Who is your favorite entrepreneur?
Let me think about this. My favorite. I don't know. I got 2 of them.
Throw them out there.
Shout them out.
Ariana Davis, my sister.
Okay.
Nope, we gotta get her on the podcast.
She done been on TV.
Yeah, I know Ariana.
She on the board for stuff.
I don't think it's too many people that don't know at least who she is.
In Grand Rapids. She got the nonprofit for Meaning in Colors. She provides shelter to, I don't know exactly how the program works, but I know it's for homeless women with children. Who you know in Grand Rapids that's doing that?
I know a few people that tried and didn't really go for it. Because things get tough and everybody get discouraged.
Yeah.
That's dope, though. Homeless women with children.
Mm-hmm.
I like it. So that's your favorite. What about your favorite book? What if you gave a book to someone to read that they should read, a must read?
I don't think I have a favorite book they must read. My favorite book is A Boy Called It. It was based on a true event.
Okay.
I don't know if you guys know about it.
Nope.
A Boy Called It by...
Mm-hmm. He was... I don't know exactly who it's by. I can't remember. It's a couple of books on it. He was basically abused by his mom. Like, she will leave him in the bathroom with bleach and stuff.
Okay.
You know, he do all type of stuff. And he grew up, I think he ended up going into, like, the military or something. But it's, like, at least 4 books, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay.
I read it when I was in high school. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh.
Or my mom book. My mom
Why you
got
ain't?
a book.
Hold on, you should have threw that out there first, and then be like, "Oh yeah, there's another one called like A Boy Like It." Let's shout out mom first of all.
So my mom, Carvetta Brooks, has a book called "Standing on Your Word." It's on Amazon. You could Google it.
See, I like the sound of that than The Boy You Are.
And that is based off
Standing on Your Word.
So,
so it's like kind of like a autobiography.
Let's talk about mom's book.
You can find it on Amazon. Her name is Carvetta Brooks. And it's called Standing on Your Word.
Standing on Your Word. She from Grand Rapids?
Yes.
Carvetta Brooks. There goes a local author.
Local author. Standing on Your Word.
Yeah.
Nice.
I have to check that out.
I like that.
So it's a question that you usually kick off with, bro.
There is. Is there, if you had one thing or anything to tell someone to start what you doing or what they want to do in general, what would that be? A message to the 12-year-old, to the 30-year-old, to the 60-year-old who feel like they don't know, scared, been told they can't.
Find you a business mentor. You can find them free. I forgot the name of the building. I'm gonna remember it in a minute. But you could get a business mentor for free. And the reason why I say that is because you get into a business and you have to know what it comes with, whether you working with you got some other people involved with it. It may not always go the way you think it's going to go. So you need to make sure you think about the funding, think about who you want to be there long term with you, knowing that you may have some challenges, may need to take a break and then come back. That's fine. You may need to rebrand. That's fine. Make sure you have a support system. Because without a support system, trust me, you ain't gonna get very far.
Mm-hmm.
You need to make sure you take time for yourself. I believe in personal time.
And what do you mean by the support system?
Like
when you say support system, most people think family, grandma, mom.
No.
What do you mean by that?
It could be a friend. It could be a coworker. It could be someone that you just sit down and talk to. You know, it don't have to be every day.
Anybody.
Every once in a while. Somebody that really supports you. Like,
boom,
like I
right
said,
there.
That word
that
supports you.
Yeah, I don't talk to Shamika every day, all day. That's my sister best friend. But when I call her, or she called me, I know she's going to tell me something. Even if I don't like it, she's going to tell me.
Exactly.
So
I like it.
You don't need a yes man.
you need a support system. I like it.
Dope.
So find a mentor. Find a support system.
Funding.
Yeah. And start today. And
not tomorrow.
I love it, bro.
Start today and not tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
And with that, if you love the episode,
love it.
Leave a thumbs up. If you want to be notified when we have more episodes, hit that bell. And before we get out of here, we're going to let you give your information where people can find you.
If you want to learn how to dance.
My name on Facebook, Katrina Winston. My business page is K Elite Dance Academy LLC. Is all together on Facebook. TikTok is K Elite Dance Academy 19. YouTube, K Elite Dance Academy. Website, KEliteDanceAcademyLLC.com. And then if you Google it, it will pop up my Facebook, my LinkedIn, everything.
You said Kaylee. Like, how can you spell Kaylee? Because there's so many different ways of spelling Kaylee.
It is, yeah. It's KELITE Dance Academy.
K Elite.
I would have never guessed that.
Really?
K Elite.
K Elite.
Oh, I thought you said Kaylee. I've thought you've been saying Kaylee this whole time.
Nope. So the people sure that's K Elite.
K Elite.
Elite.
Yeah.
I got you.
So Katrina Elite Dance Academy.
Boom. And we're out.
And we're out. Oh.